Jacayla, do you remember what it means to make a prediction?
No.
Okay, so if I am trying to figure out what's going to come next, but I don't really know what's going to come next, but I might look in the book for clues to figure out what's going to happen. So what would be a prediction? What is a prediction?
When you just you just see what's about the story, but you don't read the words, you just look at the pictures.
Very good. Okay, so if I want to know what's going to happen next in the story, sometimes I can look at the table of contents, because that kind of helps me figure out what's going to be in the book, right?
Or you just guess.
Or you can guess, but table of contents helps. Does this book have a table of contents?
No.
No. So what genre do you think this is? Do you think it's fiction or non-fiction?
No, fiction. That means fiction.
Why do you think it's fiction? What does fiction mean?
Not true.
Not true. Okay. Why do you think it's not true?
Because in fiction it don't got posters of real people, and the people look fake.
So these pictures, are these like real photographs of people, or they're like drawings?
They were drawn.
Okay. So do you think the story's real or made up?
Made up.
Okay. So now I want you to go through and flip the pages and look at the pictures that are in this book and tell me what prediction, what do you think the story would be about?
Well, in the first beginning, it seemed like they having a bad day at school, and that they probably they snooped down to the basement, and then they almost got caught, and then they seen some stuff, and then they had Susan in their hand, and then.
What do you think they might have went to the basement for?
So she was down there, and the little boy finna sneak out. I don't know if he's finna ready to go. And then he went down there with them. Then it seemed like they was finna ready to leave because they got caught.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna write a couple of words on the board, and I want you to tell me what you know about these words.
Definition.
Yeah. Give me a definition. What is this word?
Chapter.
Not chapter.
Character.
Character. What are characters?
The people in the book.
The people that are in the story. What about this word?
Setting.
Remember short vowel.
Setting.
Setting. What is a setting?
Like where the place, like where places are.
Where the story takes place and when. Now, what about this one?
The plot.
And what do you know about plot?
All the events and the stuff.
Oh, so you know about the plot. All the events that happen in the story is the plot. Okay. So is the plot kind of like a summary? If I summarize a story, do I tell everything that happened in the story, or do I tell the important stuff?
Everything.
So if I summarize, it's just the important stuff, right? All right, so when I give the plot, is the plot just the important stuff in the story, or is that all the events that happen in the story?
All the events that happen in the story.
Okay, so the plot is all the events that happen in the story. So, within the plot, there are 5 different parts in the plot. The first part of the plot is the introduction. So the introduction is where you describe the setting and the characters. So kind of like when we're writing and we do an introduction, and it's just like the beginning where we talk about what's really going to be in the story. Same thing, introduction. When I say rising action, what do you think of? If something is rising.
The sunset.
Well, no, not like a sunset. So think about if you are... So say in this book we made a prediction about they're gonna play a prank, right? And so we get to the point where they are finding all of the stuff to play the prank. That would be the rising action, because that's when you start talking about like what the problem is. It's like when the story starts getting good. Does it make sense?
How you solve it?
Well, you don't solve it till the end of the story. So you start off with the introduction, and then the story starts getting good. So that's the rising action. and then you have the climax at the top. What do you think the climax may be? Because it starts getting good, and then you reach the climax.
Then it is good.
And then it is good. So the climax is like the very like most exciting part of the story. And then after you get the climax, the story is still kind of good, but it starts falling action. So what do you think falling action is?
Getting boring.
Well, not necessarily getting boring, but the best part of the story is over. So now you're kind of like trying to figure out what happens after you solve the problem. And then what is the resolution? So the resolution is like the very, very end of the story. So it's the end, and that's where you like tie up all the loose ends and see like what happens as a result of everything that happened in the story. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to go through really quick, and we're going to talk about some vocabulary that's going to be in the story. This vocabulary is going to be very important because you need it to understand the story.
So, I got to say it.
No, you don't know your words yet.
I thought it was a bold word that was in here.
We're not worried about that. Just wait a second.
Okay.
So remember earlier we talked about short vowel sounds. So what is this word? Evidence. Have you ever heard of the word evidence before? What do you think evidence is? Okay, so if I say, I know Jakayla stole my candy because there is chocolate on her hand. So the chocolate on your hand would be the evidence.
Oh, now I get it.
So what's evidence?
When when you have proof or something.
You have proof of something. So we're going to go and look in the back of the book. What do you call the back of the book where it has all the definitions?
Glossary.
The glossary.
And it have ABC.
And it also is an ABC word. Very good. And what does it say the evidence is?
The evidence. The evidence. Something that supports and throw.
A theory.
A theory of a crime.
Okay. What about this word? Don't worry about that.
Okay.
What's this word?
Protest.
Protest. You know what a protest is?
I know pretest, but I don't know protest.
Protest. Protest. Okay. Protest is like, say I'm upset about my job because I think they should pay me more money. So I decide to protest, and I don't come to work anymore. And I am, so I'm writing letters to tell people how upset I am. And I'm not coming to work, and I'm showing signs outside of my job so everybody knows how awful my job is. So that would be a protest. A protest is kind of like when you share like how you feel about something that's not so good about it. So like me not coming to work anymore shows them that I don't like it.
So I can read it to you.
No, you don't need to. As long as you understand it. I know you know this word.
Punishment.
Punishment. What you know about punishment?
When you be bad and you gotta learn your lesson, so you get a punishment.
You get a punishment. Are punishments fun?
No.
No. And our last word
Is
long O. Innocence.
Innocent.
What does it mean to be innocent?
Innocent.
Like when I said you took my candy, you was like, no, I didn't. I'm innocent.
Then you're not telling the truth.
Well, no, not necessarily not telling the truth. If I say that you took my candy, but you really didn't take my candy, then you're innocent.
Oh, yeah, because you're telling the truth. You're not.
So it's not always about telling the truth or lying. It just means that you didn't do something. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So remember when you're reading, we're going to look for these words. And keep in mind that we're going to go through our predictions to see what predictions we can make in the story, okay? All right. You're going to start on page 3. And yes, you can read out loud.
As I walked into to Principal Taylor's office. I wonder who guided Miss
That's not guy. Glued.
glued Miss Shoemaker to her chair. It would have been a
Hilarious.
hilarious April Fool's prank if the old
Faded.
faded glue bottle hadn't been hiding in my desk. My friend Sarah sits on a bench in the office with other students crying like a baby. I don't write those things. She moans,
Tears.
tears screaming down her face. I was practicing my tune all morning. She explains how someone wrote nasty message about Miss Scandal on the board in her handwriting. Each of the students is in trouble for some pranks they crime they didn't commit.
They claim they didn't commit.
They claim they didn't. Someone covered the gym floor with vegetables, oil, and blocked the towels and toilets in the bathroom with handful of dead leaves. Someone also stuck old bologna under the cafeteria table, so the whole place stinks like a garbage dump. The phone rings and Miss Nathan, the secretary answered it and swiftly hand up all morning. Kids keep calling and laughing, he said. After a while, Principal Taylor came out of his office. You all been very busy, he began. Sarah started denying everything, and rest of us followed suit.
So what is the prank that was played? What happened? What did they do?
They glued Miss Taylor the chair with glue, and they covered the gym floor with vegetable oil, and they blocked the toilets in the bathroom with handfuls of dead leaves.
What about the phones?
And under the cafeteria table, they put bologna under there to make it stink.
And the kids were calling all morning and laughing on the phone. Okay, go on.
After a while,
Baby, you read that.
Principal Taylor waved his hand to silence us, but as he's about to speak, the phone rang. Then Nathan answered it. It was
Abrupt.
Hello. He pointed to Sarah and said, "It's for you." Sarah took the phone and said, "Hello. I can barely hear you. Jake, is that you? When your little brother's name is mentioned, I go to the phone and Sarah carried it between us. I can listen. Basement, find RT. It's a young boy voice, but I can't tell if it's Jack's basement. Find the and with laughing children and then goes there. I have spoken with your teacher, and have you pretty
And they have some pretty compelling evidence.
With Taylor continues as punishment. You will stay after school until all those pranks are cleaned up. Well, when all grown, we are grown, and a few of us after more protests of our
Innocence.
I'll call all your parents to inform. Then you'll be ringing late on the school bus ground today, and why not return to school?
All right, so pause right there. So based off of the 5, it's not recording. This thing said it's dying.
I thought you were charging it.
It's pulled up. It was charging.
Is something wrong with it?
It ain't nothing big.
It's still recording though.
The time is moving. The time not moving.
Yes, it is, Diamond. 17:09, 17:10. Keep going.
Okay, so based off of what we know about the different parts of the plot, what do you think we are in right now? Are we in the introduction, where we describe the characters and the setting? Is this the rising action, where we learn about the problem? Is it the climax, like the most important part of the story? Is it the falling action, like what happens after the story? Or is it the resolution at the end of the story?
It's the first one, introduction.
Think it's the introduction? Because you know about the setting and the characters? Okay, where is the story? Where are they? The setting?
School.
They're at school. Okay. And who are the characters that you remember?
Nathan, Sarah, Miss Taylor, and that's all.
Okay, that's how you remember? Okay. So I want you to make a prediction. Do you think that the girls are responsible for pulling the pranks?
No, it's more children doing it.
You think it's other children? Do you think they're a part of it too? Think they helped plan it? Okay, let's see. You can go ahead and pick up on page 7.
As Sarah and I shuffle down the hallway and as she groans, and I'm in so much trouble. What was with the phone call? I asked. We've heard these creepy laughter before. I was trying not to think about it, Sarah whispered. It seems to follow us. The voice said we needed to look around the basement. No, why? I'm going down there, said Sarah. Hisses. The principal thinks we're in class, and our teacher thinks we're in the office. So now the perfect time.
Okay, pause right there. You're right. So now's the perfect time. So what is the problem that's in this story?
Well, the principal thinks they're in class. The teacher thinks they're in the office.
Okay, so now we know that the problem has been introduced, right? Okay, do we know how the problem is being solved yet?
No.
So we're going to keep reading to figure out how the problem's been solved, right? Okay.
Sarah whimpers, but she follows me as we snuggle the basement door. We have to be quiet in case the janitors are down there. I say surprisingly, that's right.
Surprisingly.
The doors are open. Sarah and I squeeze inside, listening to the water rush through the old pipers around us. The pipes around us are full
And fluorescent.
and fluorescent light buzz overhead. We quickly
Descend.
descend the stairs. The basement is huge, with many walls hiding in darkness. Sarah pointed to the other side of the room, and we slipped up to start looking around. I walked slowly past slowly past shelves flipped with old textbooks and sporting equipment, but find nothing. Looking around, I see Sarah stop by,
Widening. Her eyes are getting bigger.
waiting, as she covered her mouth and
Stifle.
stifled a scream.
And she tried to stop herself from screaming.